Hi, my name is Shelly Shelke, and I thought I would share a little bit about my vision story and my vision journey with you. I was born with low vision with a disease called optic nerve atrophy. My father actually had it. 3 out of 4 of his siblings had it, and we found out later in life actually that both my grandparents had it. So in my case, definitely genetic. Pretty much what it means is everything, I see everything, but it's all blurry. I lack the clarity. Kind of like somebody who's nearsighted who gets up in the morning and doesn't put on their glasses. So my parents found out when I was around 3. I think I was just looking closer at books, that kind of thing, but I was still very much able to get through life, do the things. I didn't need a lot of intervention, and honestly, if I did, I probably resisted it, especially getting into those middle years, high school years. I found a lot of ways to just kind of hack my way through life. That's kind of what I called it. Of course, I'm 43, so back then we didn't have the iPhones and all of the things that we use today. Like, for instance, I use my magnifier on my iPhone when I'm out all the time. Well, when I was 16, that option wasn't there. So I wasn't about to pull a magnifier out of my pocket. You know what I mean? So anyways, I did kind of a lot of hacking. I went to a private school, which was really helpful because it was small. But unfortunately in grade 12, I did end up going to a mainstream high school, and I didn't tell anyone about my vision. I didn't even tell my teachers. And so I did end up failing. I never graduated. I did not do well, obviously. But you know, I just continued to go. I continued to hack my way through life. I was a young mom. I had my oldest at 19. Back then it was my boyfriend, but it's now my husband. We're still together, been married for 22 years. I don't know, life just kept on going. I guess I never looked at my blindness as a disability or necessarily a problem. I always just figured out a new method, figured out a new way. And honestly, my husband and I got married, had 2 other kids, and I just always stayed home. I worked for myself. I ran a whole day home for 20 years. Taking care of other people's kids, was very successful at that. And I had my little methods to make it work with the kids. And we were in the home a lot, right? So we had our own environment. My vision didn't affect that. And when we went outside and went to the park, I had my own little ways of keeping track of them. And I honestly trained them really well to stay within parameters, boundaries, all those things. And now we made a big move a couple of years ago, almost 3 years ago now. And I no longer work with my day home. I work part-time at the Goodwill, Alberta, here in Canada. I really love it. It was actually hard for me to find a job when I moved here. I didn't realize how blind I was until I was out of my own environment. And all of a sudden I had to learn new things, learn a new transit system, try to find a job. I applied for quite a few jobs. Nobody would hire me. And then somebody was like, hey, try Goodwill. They hire people with disabilities. And here I am, and I really love it. And then I also started selling makeup. I am a Saint makeup consultant, makeup artist. I fell in love with the Saint makeup because frankly, I wanted to do makeup my whole life, but obviously with my low vision, that was hard to do. And so I fell in love with the whole concept. And as I started doing the whole social marketing thing online, some blind girls reached out, and now that turned into me teaching other blind women how to do makeup. I have full tutorials on just how to apply your makeup using muscle memory, how to find your cheekbones, how to contour, all of the things. You can find me on YouTube at Blind But Blended, just because those are longer tutorials, right? So we're being very specific. And then I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Shelly Shelke. But anyways, I find so much fulfillment in that, teaching other women. I love the makeup myself. And of course I have women who aren't low vision or blind or whatever. They love the makeup too. But Anyways, and I'm still just exploring Calgary. I'm exploring a bunch of new things, and some days I remember, yep, I can't see, I have a disability, and other days I don't. Other days I totally forget that I'm disabled and that blindness is a thing. And I think if I could ever tell anybody anything who experiences low vision later in life, or even from the beginning, find that community, work to find that community, connect, reach out. When I was growing up, I didn't really have that community other than my father who had the vision. But since I've started doing the makeup and the Blind But Blended, all that, I have connected with so many other people like me. What a blessing it has been. And I mean, we're not alone. And we can do everything. It just looks different. But always reach out, even if you just need a virtual hug. Just, share your stories. I'm always up for chatting. Send me an audio, DM, any of those things, because at the end of the day, I think talking things through and getting us out of our head just makes a huge difference. So thanks so much for listening. That is my story, and I hope to chat with you soon.